So I just went outside a minute ago, and there's a parade. There's a 4th of July parade, and they're all stalking me, honking their horns, synced. The 4th of July parade. A bunch of people with red shirts, like a lot. You know, it's 4th of July, so it's a lot of people out there, but like 1,000 people had red shirts on. It's like most of the people out there had a red shirt on. I don't know if it's because they're stalking, but some of them were stalking though. The car horns were stalking, and then there's cops in the parade too, you know, so the cops were stalking. So, yeah. But yeah, it was like 1,000,000 people out there with red shirts on though. It just seemed like an unusual amount of red shirts. Like you'd think people have like red, white, and blue shirts on, but it was like 1,000 people with red shirts. Just saying, I don't know. Just was. Then later on today, there's gonna be a bunch of synced fireworks. They're probably gonna be setting off fireworks right next to my apartment again. There's someone out here with a red shirt, and she's just standing there, and then she starts walking again when a white car drives behind her. I walked out when I walked up to the window. But yeah, like I walked, like it was crazy. Like the parade was synced up as I walked, like, and I walked by the corner of this building. There was a cop poking out on the other side of the building, like they're just driving 1 mile an hour, you know. But they're syncing up at corners and intersections. It's kind of crazy. And they're just honking their horns a bunch of times, synced up. There's people walking around synced up with red shirts and baby strollers. And yeah. But yeah, before last night's video, it was just a bunch of cars driving by me. Like right before it, like right before I went live, there was a bunch of cars driving by me. And then I turned the camera on, and then there was no cars on the street. And then, like, the whole video, there was barely any cars on the street. But all the ones that were on the street were stalkers. Like, they just be more in my face when I'm not recording, for the most part. And then, like, if I'm trying to ignore them, they'll try to do things to, like, get my attention or, like, get a reaction out of me. Like, either drive by honking or whatever. Or the other day, I was turning on this intersection. I'm just walking and turn at the intersection. And right as I do, there's this truck turning at the intersection. And he's just like turning slowly, like turning like right as I turn. You know how you can like feel someone staring at you? Like, I'm not looking at him, but like I can just feel like he was staring at me, I think. Just as he turns slowly. You know? They'll just drive really slow, like creepily. Or just like come out right in front of me. Cause there's just a bunch of attention whores. My refrigerator just turned off synced with these sink heads walking by. My refrigerator, man. And then when the sink heads walk to the other side, they're meeting a white van at the other side, and then there's someone walking the dog. She's not. Yeah, she is walking the dog. She's walking the dog up on the sidewalk right when the white van drove by where she was stepping up on the sidewalk. And then there was other stalkers in the stockmobiles. And there was an engine sound with this car driving out. And then there's a bird synced up with two stockmobiles. And it's gonna sync with another car, syncing with two other cars. A bunch of cars, black and silver and white. But yeah, what else was I gonna say? I don't know. Here goes a guy on a bike with a red shirt. He's syncing up with cars. And then he syncs with the whitey when he gets to the street. And he's riding around in a circle. And he just rode around in a random circle on the street, and then a motorcycle drove out, synced with the bike guy. He just rode out on the street, and then he just rode around in a circle, and then he just like went up the other way on the street, like rides out on the street, like turns left in a circle and then goes right. You know what I mean? Like he could have just turned right, but he just drives up and does this and then does that. For what? Why did he do that? Because he's a stalker. That's why. Just like those cars the other night. It was at each side of the same block. There was a car turning next to me in a parking lot at each side of the block randomly. So like I walked up to the intersection, this guy's meeting me there, and then he's like, "Hey, you're the Creep Busters guy, right? Good job, bro. Keep it up." I'm like, "Thanks, dude." And then he takes off, and then he starts to take off up the street, and then he just stops. And he's like, "Do you need a ride?" I'm like, "No, I don't need a ride." And then he turns into the parking lot, just for no reason, turns into the parking lot, and then turns next to me as I walk by the parking lot. Just like turns around right next to me and then drives back out of the parking lot and then drives up the street the same way that he was already going before he turned into the parking lot. Like, why didn't he just keep going up the street? He just randomly turned into the parking lot. But anyway, he did that. He did it right next to me, and then I walked up to the other side of the block, and then there's a Domino's car coming in the parking lot next to me and turning next to me in the parking lot, and then driving back out of the parking lot and doing another nonsensical turn in a parking lot right next to me. At each side of the block, there was a car doing a nonsensical parking lot U-turn next to me. And there's a stalker with an orange hat, and he's sneaking up, going around a corner with the guy walking out around a corner. And then he's sinking with a white truck. But yeah, my point was, like, people just always do these nonsensical things, like turn next to me in a parking lot and then drive the same direction that they're already going. And last night I was standing outside my apartment and I kept looking over in this parking lot. I keep saying parking lot a lot in this video. But I was looking over in a parking lot. And there was a car and he's just sitting there and he kept turning his lights on and off, his headlights. Like every time I would look up at the car, he would either have his headlights on or off, and then he would turn it on or off when I look up. Like right when I look at the car, his headlights would turn on and then they would just stay on, you know? And then like the next time I look at the car, his headlights would turn off or on or whatever. Here comes the dog walker. There's a red car backing up in the parking lot at the same time as the dog walker. And then it's syncing with the car as it drives out of the parking lot. And then it's synced with the car at the intersection. And then the red car synced with that car. And then but yeah, oh yeah, and then another nonsensical thing that happened the other day was this guy came out into a house in front of me. Like I'm walking up the sidewalk. This guy drives by and he drives into a driveway in front of me. And then he back out of the driveway, and then he just backs up backs up all the way up the street, like a really long way up the street. He just like it's just like awkward, you know. Like as I'm just walking up the street, this guy is just backing up toward me. It's like, here we go again. But he backs up on the street, and then he parks in the other driveway, the house next to that house. He parks in that driveway in front of me, right as I'm walking by the driveway. Like he had the wrong address or something. Someone just walked by synced with a whitey. Wow. And then I heard an engine sound right when I walked through the doorway right there. And then um, I've been listening to System of a Down a lot lately. Like I only heard a few of their songs before. Like I just recently like started listening to them, and then like I've been obsessed with their music since then. But like I've been listening to them a lot lately, and one of their songs that I listened to a lot, this guy was listening to it. This stalker that I always see, he's on like this unicycle thing, it's like electric unicycle thing, whatever you call those, the hover wheel or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called, but he's on one of those, and he's listening to this song that it's like one of my favorite songs. As I walk up to the intersection, he's right meeting me at the intersection. or they'll be playing music in their car like that sometimes. Or they'll play music that has directed lyrics. They do that at my jobs a lot, but yeah. But yeah, last night was stalkered up at the fireworks. Tonight's gonna be stalkered up at the fireworks. It's the 4th of July, so I don't celebrate the 4th of July, but I am celebrating that there's not gonna be any more fireworks after the 4th of July. Not as many, anyway. I think, like, you know how they do fireworks shows with, like, they have them set on a timer thing, like, electronically. I think that's probably how they do the fireworks, or at least some of them. I don't know. But they be synced up with the fireworks, though. Like, really synced up. Like, someone came out in the hallway last night and coughed, and then right as they coughed, there's a firework. And then, like, that video last night where I was just recording the fireworks sounds in my apartment, like, you could hear, like, I stand up and I take a drink of water, and then right when I put the cap back on the water bottle, there's these loud fireworks going off. And then at the end of it, right when someone comes in the hallway and goes in their apartment, there's these loud fireworks going off. And then there's other fireworks that were, like, syncing up with, like, truck engines out there, but you can't hear that on the video, but they were doing that. Or I'll just walk through the doorway and they'll sync up with a firework when I walk through the doorway. Or just right when I move. Or, like, whatever synced up moment. But there wasn't a thunderstorm last night. It went by us. There wasn't sync thunder last night. I thought there was gonna be sync thunder after the sync fireworks. But if there was a thunderstorm, though, it would have been sync thunder. Like it'll just be a flash of lightning right as a white car drives out. Did y'all see the post that I posted? There's actually a patent on technology that can uh, manipulate tornadoes. Did y'all see that? Right as these sink heads synced up on the street, I heard somebody in my apartment building make some type of sound. There's a cop car. And he's syncing up with this other guy. And there's these motorcycles, they look synced up. There's a bunch of black cars. And then there's a silver car with the black cars. What else? The bird the other day at Walmart, when I walked into the Walmart parking lot, there's a bird attacking me. Not really attacking me, but like getting all in my face. Just right as I walked into the Walmart parking lot. This bird like hovering over my head. He's just like he's like right over me. Just kept flying over me, pressing. And then on the way back from Walmart, there was a bunch of birds just flying close to me, like flying at me and shit. Birds hate me, I guess. And sometimes they'll just like hop around on the ground sync too. Or like I think it was I think I recorded this. But one time there's just a bird sitting on a curb. I think I was recording when it happened. And he just jumps off of the curb right as a car drives by. He just like jumps up on the curb synced or something like that. And then he was like flying around synced too. It's like right as a whitey drives by, he jumps up on the curb. There's two cops. They're synced. There's a whitey and a kid on a bike synced. There's a cop. Was he synced? I don't know what he's synced with. There's another cop. He's driving out with his lights on. Right when I walk up, there's a truck behind him driving through the parking lot, synced as he drives in front of the parking lot. Or, I mean, the intersection. There's another cop, and then there's these people walking out synced with the cops, and then the other cop is taking off synced with the other cop. Synced. And then my refrigerator is turned on, synced. And then, what else happened? I don't know. There's always people like laughing, synced. Like when I get across the street, it'll just be like a group of people, and they're all just like, ah. It's like they're all standing around like talking, but they'll just laugh right at that moment. But I don't know what else to talk about. What else? Oh, the Bill Gates post that I posted. It wasn't actually Bill Gates. So I got a fact check on it. But it wasn't actually Bill Gates, my bad. He's not promoting the maggot milk. But there is a company that is making maggot milk still. So it's true, but it's not Bill Gates though. There's a guy on a red shirt on a bike. Red shirt and red shoes. There's engine sound, this car driving by when he rode by me. But yeah, they always have people come up to me like, "You're the Creep Busters guy, right?" Like sync heads, I mean. There'll be people synced walking up to me or driving up to me like, "Creep Busters, what's up?" It's just weird, man. It's just like so many mind games. You don't know, like, if people are being, like, what people are saying, if they're being genuine sometimes, or like if they're telling you a story about their life or something. Like, is it a real story? Is it a fake story? Or if they're like, I don't know. Sometimes it feels like they're on my side, like they don't want to stalk, and they're like trying to tell me stuff like subliminally, but like like they're saying it stalkered up, just like slipping it in. I don't know. Or they're just playing mind games to make you think that. I don't know. But like I'm saying, they'll like do the directed conversation thing basically, but like they'll like be saying stuff that it's like directed conversation, but like telling you like, hey, I don't want to do this, but I have to, or whatever. I don't know. Or they could just be playing mind games. But anyway, and then the other day, or the other night, whenever, it sounded like my neighbor was like jacking off inside of my wall. Like I just hear this noise, like he's sticking his dick through my wall and jacking off. That's what it sounded like. It was like, and like anytime I hear noises coming from over there, it's stalkered up, and it was like, it was stalkered up, I think, whatever it was. And fucking, like, they just do weird shit, they just tap on the walls. Or they'll just like stomp, or there's whatever. There's a bug flying on my window, synced with cars syncing up. Um, Anything else before I go? What else? Because I always forget things and then I remember. These two cops just synced up. It's a lot of cops syncing up out here this morning. And then the black and the silver cars. What else, man? The other day when I walked into Walmart, there was a lady pushing a shopping cart. She walks out of Walmart as I'm walking in, and she's walking toward me, and then she just turns her cart right at me, like she's gonna hit me with it. But like, she's like taking it over to the cart corral thing. But she just, like, right as she's like approaching me, she turns her cart like directly at me, like she's gonna run into me with it. And then I was walking around Walmart every day, and there were these two guys in there that kept meeting me synced as I walked around in there. Just over and over. But there's a couple other people in there too that kept meeting me synced. But like those two guys did it like 5 times or something. Like, just kept meeting me synced. And this other day, this UPS truck kept meeting me synced, like the same UPS truck. And then it was like syncing up with a FedEx truck. Like they both pulled up at the same place next to me. But this one UPS just kept following me around. Do you hear the engine sound? It's synced up with the stalker parade out here. But what else? I haven't heard any sirens in a minute. I don't remember the last time I heard a siren. Haven't seen a plane in a while. There was probably sirens yesterday, but I don't remember, but not a lot though. But since I said that though, they're probably starting up the fire truck right now, getting it ready to drive by me. Like, no sirens, huh? How about this? They just be weird like that. There's a truck turning in the parking lot, and I heard a stalker engine sound when he did that. And then he's backing up in the parking lot. This other black car drove out. He's a black truck, and then it synced with a motorcycle. And then he's turning in the parking lot, synced with a silver truck. And then there's other stalkers. But I don't know what else to say right now, so probably get off of here. So, yeah. Stalkered up. That's what I'm trying to say. I went to a job interview yesterday, and they just asked all these questions that have nothing to do with the job. And like every question, I'm just like, I don't know, because I don't know how to answer these dumbass questions. And then he's like, if you can't answer these questions, then I'm not gonna hire you. And I'm like, bro, these questions have nothing to do with the job. Just ask me, can you operate a cash register? Can you press buttons on a cash register? Have you ever pressed buttons on a cash register before? Can you count change? Okay, you're hired. But his questions instead of that were like just dumbass questions. So, with that being said, I'm charging for if you own a business, $500. I'll rewrite your interview questions to something that makes sense. So it's $500 cash, Cash App, whatever. Um, I'll rewrite your interview questions. So hit me up, $500. Also, if you pay me $50 an hour, I'll come sit at your business and I'll boost your business. Because if I just sit there, there'll be more customers coming in. It'll boost your business. And they'll all have red shirts on. So if you give me $50 per hour, I'll come in, I'll just sit there, and it'll be worth it. It'll boost your business. You'll make the money back. And then people can keep stalking me. They can make money stalking me. The world goes round, goes flat. So hit me up and vote for ILCAT 2024.